Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU Series. It is season 12 for the boys here, actually. Proudly sponsored by MATCHFIT Entertainment. I'm Davo. J-Man right by my side for round 2 here in Bahrain. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, mate, fantastic once again. Good to be back here on a Monday night at Rainlight Racing, and after what was a pretty bloody big weekend, we are back into some normality, I suppose, so to speak. Just picking up on the back end of this qualifying here, round 2 at Bahrain. Fantastic circuit, 5.4 kilometres, 15 turns, fantastic under lights this place. Weather looks good. Lots of sand out there. Big race circuit. Obviously produced around 2004, and did see a brief appearance by the V8 supercars way back when, however predominantly used for the Formula 1 and the like. So good to see these GT3 cars circulating our round here. Obviously Gunther Rowe, top of the table right now. You can see it there, a 2 minute .457. So pretty quick time up there with the quickest I've seen already. Obviously slightly lower for, I think, a couple of the other guys getting perilously close to breaking into the 59s. However, this should be a great format. Got an hour 15 race ahead of us coming up, and a couple of changes going into round 2. So you'll notice the lack of hypercars out there, viewers, and that is by way of, I think the team just really sat down and thought maybe amalgamating those drivers back into the GT3s would make for a better quality field. Wasn't maybe enough hypers out there to really contest the series, so we're all good about it. I think it will make for some great racing, and we will see they have amended the points. I'll touch on those a little bit, Dave, even if you're not prepared to. So we'll brief on that a little bit further. But it is early days. It is only round 2,
my friend. Yes, and look, even without the change and removing the hypers, it is very early days. So it's only points for round 1 anyway. But yeah, we will touch on. I'll let you touch on. No, hang on. That's a little bit inappropriate.
Yeah, we're all about it. Anywho. Macrolos now does lower the marker, so does Isaac Ichikawa. Great to have Isaac. So good to have Mr. Average Isaac back on board for round 2. Obviously was, I think, catching a flight back from South Africa this time last week. So great to see him back out on track as always. And look at the performance that he's got straight away. You'd think he missed nothing in week 1, because he is right up there mixing it with the Costas Macrolos Lamborghini and Nathan Bewley. Obviously fresh out of the hyper, straight back into the Lexus, the Tokyo Taxi, Davo. We love a bit of Tokyo Taxi action.
We definitely do. J-Man, Bewley rocking said taxi. Also Gunther Rowe, not too far back from those boys in trademark Guerrilla Racing Porsche, and Matty Clark back for this series as well. So we haven't seen Matty Clark or called Matthew for a few seasons, but here he is back. And what do you think he's driving? Aston, of course. Yeah. So no surprise, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, shout out to Sam Carson, 777. Good to see you tuning in. Quite the regular at the moment, is Stu in the chat box. So shout out to Sam Carson out of 777. Great to see him go well today. Where is he currently sitting?
Hasn't been out on track. Is he actually even in the server?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's actually in there, Stewie. I think he may have been MIA for this one, but shout out to Sam Carson anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an LMU thing there. The entered drivers, even if they aren't on track, do show up on the totem there. So a little bit of a weird anomaly with the software that LMU has supplied us, J-Man. But nonetheless, Nonetheless, plenty going
Yeah,
on.
there we go.
Harry
Yeah,
Lawrence.
Harry Lawrence.
Oh, J-Man.
You've seen it as well, mate.
Yeah.
59.961 and 8/1000ths of a second difference between himself and the 222 Lamborghini of Costas Makrolos, and then only, 2.5 tenths away is Isaac Ichikawa. Just a little further down from that, Nathan Bewley, Gunther Rhodes, just under half a second. This is a stacked field, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight will provide some fantastic racing based on what we're seeing the numbers. You've got to go out to Hayden Teagles in the Porsche to get into the next second bracket. He is just over a second away from that fantastic 59.961, and I got to say, I think that's going to do it, as Harry Lawrence just went magenta in sector 3 on a second run at that. So very, very good. Just having a look out there just to make sure that everyone is done.
I think we got this, J-Man. I think we got this.
The boys, mate.
The boys have wrapped it up there. So, quick run down there, J-Man. Just briefly is Lawrence, Makrolos, Ichikawa, Bewley, Rowe, Dugdale, Clark, Fraser, Teggs and Crossland in the official Sim Blacks number 42 car. Thank you.
42?
43. Sorry.
42,
I was just trying to trick you there. The 43 car.
You'd have Ken Blocks turning in his grave, mate. Come on.
Oh, look, and we love Ken. So we won't be doing that, J-Man, as the boys just gather their thoughts and get their setup sorted before we go live, J-Man, in this. I think it's a 1 hour and 15 race. Look, we will actually quickly bring up the calendar there. As you can see, round 2, Bahrain, that's where we are. Under lights, like you said, J-Man, these things look fantastic under lights. We are also going to mention Sim Blacks once again. We were just talking about Crossy's car, the official Sim Blacks Aston Martin, steered by none other than famous Crossy, J-Man there. So Sim Blacks back on board, as always, with the Rain Night Racing guys. So major giveaway, as always. But these guys do keep secrets. So nobody ever knows what the prize is until the end of the series. And there is terms and conditions, and the boys do have to compete in a large percentage of the series to be eligible, J-Man. Awesome stuff. So, yes, great to have Sim Blacks back on board. Obviously, major sponsors are ourselves, J-Man, MatchFit Entertainment. And we will just give you a quick rundown on our streaming for this week. Not only are we here tonight on a Monday, pumping out some Rain Light Racing goodness, but tomorrow night we'll be doing, I think it's iRacing, maybe, for the V8 Supercars NZ boys over there at Sebring. That will be awesome. And then I think on Thursday night, it's a shakedown for ASR NZ. Another totally different platform in the ACC platform. So, plenty of variety, J-Man, here at MatchFit Entertainment. And so that's the cue, ladies and gentlemen, to get there. Click on your screen there, the like button, subscribe button, and the notifications button. And stay tuned to everything MatchFit throughout the week. Plenty going on. J-Man, and like you mentioned, huge event at MatchFit Events yesterday with a 4.5 hour bloody race. I'm hoarse, even from yesterday. Quick touch on the points, J-Man, quickly, before these guys go green. Please, save me.
There's points? No, I'm with you. No, look, on a restructure post round 1 with obviously the hype has been dropped, they have amended them. We do have Nathan Bewley up the top straight off the bat on 40 points. He shares that lead with Chris Fraser on 40 points. Also, Robbie Mitchell there down in third, 39 points. Harry Lawrence in fourth. Matty Clark is in fifth. Costas Makrolos sixth. Marnie Joseph is in seventh. Hayden Tegg eighth. Gunther Rowe ninth. Crossy rounds out the 10. And then we do have, what Stewie just mentioned, Sam Carson.
Yes, Carso in the McLaren there in 19.
Yep, so Nick Firth, another absentee, getting ready for Bathurst.
Absolutely.
12 out in 12th. Dugdale, Dawson, Worcester, Perko, and I think that about maybe rounds out the starters for round 1. So there was 16 starters as we see these cars formate.
J-Man, as they set on for their what is usually a very little short formation here. They'll probably just stuck around this corner here or two and get cracking pretty damn quickly, and it will be action aplenty. Good, like you said, good quality field. Like, there is some talent in the top 10 there, I tell ya. All the way down to Steve Crossland there. Lawrence, Makalos, Ichikawa, Bewley, Rowe, Dugdale, Clark, Fraser, Tegg, and Crossland rounding out the top 10. We got Pete Dawson, obviously Robbie Mitchell, Joseph Marnie, Sam Wozniak, and Lee Perkins rounding it on. Let's get back to the action here, and oh, it is 3 wide already.
Yeah, interesting to see Harry Lawrence just trying to just squeeze Macrolos on that big run down to turn 1 here. It's Macrolos with the horsepower, and the Lamborghini clears him turn 1. A little bit of side-by-side there. I think that was Gunther Rowe. Matty Clark just runs
wide, very wide there. I think that might... Oh, who was that actually that just snuck past? I think it was Dugdale, and Rowe just giving him a bit of a squeeze. Probably more Dugdale.
Oh,
he's on immediately. We're looking in the down here.
Matty Clark, I see him got the squeeze.
So Clark
come out of it all right.
Clark's getting muscled early on, J-Man, and sort of stuck there a little bit too. Look at the gaggle of cars behind him. First lap shenanigans, as always. Very close field. Costas Macrolos out in front, J-Man, with Lawrence in second and Bewley in third. So Costas in the Lambo, getting a jump.
I was about to tell the cameraman there to get away from the side of the racetrack. The camera was shaking as these things came thundering. Out of, I think that was, I want to say it was, I think they were coming out of turn 9, I think 10.
Lawrence back in front as we speak. Things are changing quickly. Let's get over the back of, or it looks like this camera is just tucked under in the back windscreen there. Under the wing there, you can see a very hungry Makalos. These guys have exchanged positions twice already in the first lap. And it is on. Bewley in the background. Ichikawa, Gunther Road, Dugdale very tight at the top there. There's a little bit of a gap there. I think Dugdale to Clark, I think it is. Clarky just getting a little bit of hip and shoulder earlier on.
Yeah, looks to have settled in, and he's just pulled away from Chris Fraser now. So a bit of an air gap so he can focus forward, and we expect him to as well. So even Matty Clark would expect to be probably a little further up. So look to see him starting to apply the pressure on the back of Ken Dugdale inside the next lap and a half. But as you mentioned, Harry Lawrence and Costas Macrolos, these guys are going to trade, and Nathan Bewley, this will be almost like half speed of what he's used to seeing, jumping out of a hypercar back into a GT3. And all just a little bit slowed down right now. However, he's going to have to drive that thing very, very hard to stay with these boys. We just see him just miss the apex spot. There's Macrolos, nailed it.
Macrolos did 10. It's just got to be careful, like Isaac, right behind him there in the Lambo with the teeth painted on the front of it. The hungry Lambo. So yeah, he's got to be careful not to find himself a little bit offline there and get gobbled up by that car. Gunther actually just went back a couple of positions there. Looks like, just snuck back past Matty Clark there as we pick it back up.
Yeah, so, he did too. Clarkie's going to line him back up though, so maybe a little mistake there. And just an update for Stu Aerosmith. Sam Carson is out there currently running P11. And slide job straight back down the inside of turn 14, 15 is Bill Clark. There we go.
Yeah, so
it's Texas brisket.
So yes, so the way I read that was, I'm sure Clark was in front of row anyway, so it was Clark that actually had the little slip back there and then regathered. Okay. So yes, a lot going on. We are going to call that the mid-pack. That is pretty well 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. And 10th now held by PD, none other than Pete Dawson, one of the gentlemen in the sim racing communities around Oz and New Zealand. Good stuff, PD. Sam Carson, like Stewie just in the chat box there, just alluded to, out on track in the mucker and going hard, representing the 777 team as always. Go Sam Carson.
I love this piece of racetrack, Davo. They come down, heavy brakes down into turn 8, and then on the gas again on the way up over the rise, the crest, which is turn 9, and they drop back down to this turn 10, and that's going to be a hot spot there for guys just later in the piece where that front right starts to protest about being a tyre, and these guys start blowing the apex there. That'll give an opportunity for guys, if they're close enough, to just have a little sneak look down the inside, and then we get to this part of the track where they are now, and I'm still focusing on PD and Sam Carson, and they come up around here, this turn 13, obviously 12 is a big arc, and then they run down the straight to turn 14, 15. It could kind of almost be called one corner, because really it's one movement for these boys onto that big front straight again, Davo.
Absolutely. That group of 5 cars there is extremely close, J-Man.
Yeah, it is.
So Robbie Mitchell leading that pack, currently in 9th position as they bunch into that heavy braking area there. Dawson, Carson, Marnie and Crossland tagged onto the back of that. A little bit of a gap back to Tegs, Perkins. Perkins, sorry.
Yeah, you're right there, Mr. George Goddard. It is super tight up the top. Obviously, Harry Lawrence has just got, that smallest air gap at the moment, just measured approach at the moment by the look of it, and Costas just in tow. And then Nathan Bewley, we know Bewley likes the long game.
Sorry, J-Man, just check out Clark here and he's passed Dugdale immediately.
Oh, through 9, so that was out of 8, the corner I was just talking about before, and I thought that the hot spot would be down at 10, but he's done it on the way out of 8 up to 9 over the crest and gets it done. And actually Clark is on a good lap. He is magenta sector 1, so that tells us that he is the fastest car out there through that first sector. So obviously hitting a number somewhere around about 36.4 seconds to complete that first sector of the racetrack. See them in quali trim going as low as a 35.9 there, so obviously the cars at the moment heavy with fuel. Man, this place looks fantastic under lights.
It does. I must agree. So yeah, very tight racing there, just amongst that little group there. So we've got that little group of 4 there. Clark leading now. Clark actually getting a bit of a gap immediately on Ken Gunther, and then Chris Fraser tagged onto the back of that group. It's the next lot that we were looking at earlier, that this group of 5 here. Oh, and Carso has a big dive down the inside. Marty wants a part of it. Oh, Marty with a tag on the back of PD there.
Yeah, Fraser also touched up the back of Rowe's Porsche as well, so a couple of bugs going at it. And Gunther Rowe has a big look down the inside of Dugdale as well, so we've got a trio of Porsches going at it just a little further up the road there too, Davo. And it is on.
It definitely is, and it's on back here too, because we got Crossland and Marty in battle. Marty missed his brake marker there. They were side by side up in underneath the wing of the Ferrari of PD. And
that's Ted down to 8.
That's Ted coming past Marty now. So Marty, a little bit rattled with that exchange. You'll have to just gather his thoughts, J-Man, and just get back on that bike and battle hard. But look, Lawrence Costas, Nathan Bewley and Ichikawa, nearly equal gaps between these cars. Ichikawa probably a little bit closer to Bewley than he would like. But yeah, sort of equal gaps between the top 4 there. They're just circulating, staying settled. Oh, it's Isaac. What a grab in the Lamborghini. So now those gaps are about equal, just quietly. And then a big, huge back to Matty Clark. Now Clark is running flat chat at Ichikawa here. Has left the likes of Gunther Rowe, Fraser and Dugdale.
Yeah, Dugdale outbreaks himself at turn 15, mate.
He's let the boys pass, Gunther and Fraser, both of them.
Gunther's already through.
Ooh, it's getting busy. PD in the background there. Grosslin not giving up. Oh, we can just see Casso in the foreground there. He come down in there.
Lining up Robbie Mitchell there, and he had big look. So the McLaren's super good, deep under brakes. It's a big stop, probably one of the biggest stops on the circuit. Down there to 1.
Oh, definitely. I think that's what started that little melee there on the last lap, was Casso just sending it down into 1 there. And it just was the cat amongst the pigeons. Boys have been in full fight mode since. So go Casso. Dugdale probably just trying to, stay focused here. We don't want to lose any more positions. A little bit of a mix up there. And easily lose 1 or 2 or more, J-Man, in the blink of an eye.
So a 2:01.0.29 is the fastest lap
is it
of the
Clark?
race so far. It's held by Harry Lawrence. No, Clark is a 2:01.051, so he's the second quickest car out there at the moment.
Okay.
So he is on pace, but I can tell you there's very little difference between Macrolos Bewley and Ichikawa and pace-wise. I think probably the slowest out of the top 5 last lap round would have been Ichikawa, and albeit that it was very minimal as far as the lap time was concerned. So it's going to be a good arm wrestle, this one. And look, Clark's got some work to do tonight. He can see the boys ahead of him. However, not the best qualifying, not the best start. And had to deal with a couple of passes to get into this. But now he's got fresh air. There'll be a lot of coasting going on or saving energy for this car. He is absolutely going to have to push hard. He can see Isaac Ichikawa as he tips down here into turn 1. He can see the boys. He's just got to inch by inch make his way up to this pack and see what he can make of this. But this field is so competitive. It's going to be a tough night to try and make it to the top spot, especially with the performance at the moment so far from Harry Lawrence. Is just absolutely got the beautiful AMG singing as he drops down into turn 8 one more time. I absolutely adore this racetrack, Davo. It is stunning.
I do love that. This little complex here where they just drop into that left-hander and down to the hairpin, and they climb back out of there. Oh, it's stunning. When you're getting it right, absolutely awesome. When you're not getting it right, very tricky stuff. And look at it. Stadium's lit up. All the lights on here at Bahrain for this night round here. Round 2 at Bahrain for Renlight Racing's 2026 LMU Series. Proudly sponsored none other than MATCHFIT Entertainment. Davo and J-Man.
Yeah, look. I just looking at this battle at the moment, I'm picking on Robbie Mitchell and Sam Carson at the moment. Sam looks super comfortable. Just watching the wheel moving between the two cars, just jumping back and forth, and a few little twitches there from the Bilstein BMW of Robbie Mitchell. He's still very, very quick, but just the McLaren looks super smooth at the moment.
Oh, Mitchell's in trouble here, J-Man. You know that. Carso's on, he's on a mish. The McLaren.
Yeah, you just look at the how much
Watch
time
this.
he could run that apex there.
T1.
Totally different shift points on the gearboxes for these cars. Just listening to that.
Oh. Mitchell
Goes
covers.
For an over-under crossback.
Mitchell covers there, so that's the first time we've seen someone cover on Carso there. So far, he's been able to just poke the nose of the McLaren up, get some overlap there. Mitchell onto it. Covers nicely. Compromising, obviously, both of their runs, J-Man, isn't it? You know, when they start battling like this. Overlap, side-by-side action.
Just see how much more track that Robbie Mitchell's having to use, and he just completely misses the apex at turn 8, and that's going to allow Pete Dawson through as well. So as quick as you like, just one miss apex cost you 2 positions.
Now Crossland, deep under brake, smells the blood. And tightly bunched field like this, you do not want to make a mistake, J-Man. Slightest of errors there, 2 positions for Mitchell. He will be regathering his thoughts. We saw it with Doug Dale as well, J-Man, in the Porsche. Slightest of errors.
Rossi having a big look.
Definitely not mucking around.
Look at this Aston, it's all motor. He's got some serious horsepower.
Oh, right up beside there, actually. Just through one there, Mitchell. Lets it go. Now Teg lining up in the dinosaur green Porsche there in the background. Michelin, all sorts of hurt, J-Man. Oh, look at this. Mitchell going crossing again. Crossing covering.
Yep.
Mitchell's wide. Does Teg sneak in there? All the while. That's Marnie in the background. Very sideways. Looking.
He was vulnerable. He had to lift on the throttle on the exit just to clear the back of Mitchell's car there. That's allowed Joseph Marnie to have a good look there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Marnie can see all the action going. He's like, oh, if there's anything happening up there, I want to be in on it. So he...
Yeah, give me some of that.
Yeah, he's staying in very, very close contact with the boys there. Let's get back up the pointy end here, J-Man. Harry Lawrence with a 1.8 plus second lead on the next car of Costas Makalos, the pink Lamborghini. Nathan Bewley, and Isaac Ichikawa not too far behind. Matty Clark on the chase. Oh,
yeah, I've just been watching that margin. The last time I looked, it was 3.8 seconds, the margin that Clarkey got to make up to try and catch the back of Isaac, and it's now down to, I think it was 3.1. So he's making good inroads there. So
oh, definitely, Jamie. Also, Gunther Rowe actually making good inroads since himself and Fraser snuck past Ken earlier.
Yep.
So Gunther in some clean air, just able to focus on his times and really starting. Well, it looks like he's actually going with Clarkey there. So good effort from Rowe. Fraser, like I mentioned, just tucked in behind there. So both of those going together. Doug Dale, on the other hand, has a whole bunch of stuff to deal with in the background here, as he has Sam Carson, who is slowly just picking his way through the field at the moment. Coming up behind him, J-Man. So he's got a lot to think about, Mr. Duggar.
Yeah, we might have just missed a moment too with Robbie Mitchell, who was in that battle with Hayden Tegg, Steve Cross and Joseph Marnie, and he is now 9.8 seconds off the back of Joseph.
So he's gone past Teggles and Marnie there. Ouch. Wawa.
Yeah, he's dropped back, yeah, so it's, I definitely think that was some sort of rotation or off back to lose around 10 seconds off that pack because his pace wasn't that dissimilar. So that's unfortunate for Robbie, and hopefully he can just regroup and press on with that one. It's a relatively long season, so you've got to stay in it, bank all the points you can. But
Absolutely.
however, out the front, as you mentioned, Harry Lawrence got that 2.2 seconds now. It was 1.8 when you called it. He's just starting to get into his work now.
Yeah, and look, and to be honest, J-Man, as we look over the rear wing of the AMG, 2.2 second ain't much, and a big wriggle there, actually, coming out of the right-hander.
Yeah, he's pushing hard. But more importantly, I think Nathan Bewley's just really staying in touch in the Lexus with Costas here, and that battle isn't going away anytime soon. I'll just check back in on the margin with Matty Clark. Okay, so that's 3.1, so it's pretty static at the moment. He's just taking little nibbles out of that.
And Ichikawa. But Ichikawa has dropped off the back of Bewley there too, I noticed. So the gain has slowed somewhat for both of Ichikawa and Matty Clark. Gunther Rowe, like I said, in clean air with Chris Fraser in tow. These guys are doing pretty steady lap times, J-Man.
Yeah, he's just done back-to-back 201.4s as Gunther Rowe versus Matty Clark's just back-to-back 201.2s. So there's a couple of tenths in it. If you think that Gunther's catching Clarkie is still just maintaining that gap by, you know, maybe an increasing couple of tenths every lap at the moment. So that's what that looks like. However, Chris Fraser, he can still see Gunther, and he is lapping very similar. So 201.5 is the best. Didn't get the last lap. There must have been a track cut in it. So obviously this is a wide racetrack, but they need a little bit more. Speaking of Sam Carson, Stewie, how's he getting on? He is in a big battle with Pete Dawson.
Get a load of this, J-Man.
Yeah.
Now this is wrapping up here. PD not safe. Dugdale not safe.
Good to see Tegel in the back of shop there. If he can latch on to this battle, this is effectively for the top 10. So, pretty important battle in the grand scheme of it. And Dugdale just a little wide at the apex of 10 there. It's just going to give Pete something to think about as they run down the straight here. Out of 10, heading up towards 11. It's a reasonable run here. Just tucks back in. Really like the discipline and respect of the drivers here at Rainlight Racing. They do a fantastic job on a Monday night to go out there and race hard and fair. Give each other as much room as they require. Yeah, too true, Stewie. It is always good to see Carso out there. Really busy dude normally by what we see. So good to see him behind the wheel again, and he is a talent for sure.
And giving Pete Dawson plenty to think about, J-Man. Present, so plenty going on in that space, and we are keeping an eye on that as well.
Yeah, speaking of keeping an eye on, I'll tell you what, Matty Clark has lost some distance to Isaac Ichikawa. I talked about 3.1 seconds being the margin. It's now 6.2, so Clarkie just having a moment there, just off of camera. It's just halted his progress at the moment, and that's allowed Gunther Rowe to be only 1 second off the back there.
Wow.
So things are going to get a little spicy for Matty Clark early in the piece. Still got 51 3/4 minutes left to run in this hour and 15 race here at Bahrain.
Long way to go still. Although 20, what does that make it, about 20 minutes in or something already? Yep. But I think it's more actually, 25 minutes. So, yeah, crazy stuff. Matt, we knew he was clearly pushing hard at J-Man to try and make those gains up to Ichikawa, and right from the top of the broadcast we've been talking about the slightest of mistakes in such a stacked field like this. So much to lose from it. But look, at the moment, I'll tell you what, I cannot take my eyes off Sam Carson, Jason Beattie. Doug Dale's just up in front of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the numbers don't lie. He ran a 2-minute 4.6, so there was a big incident given that they are so consistently running in the mid 201s to mid to high 201s on an average lap, and he was a 204 at that time, Clarkie. So yeah, Carso having a real good look, and I like what I see as we start to get the flow going in this race of Hayden Tegg. Teggles, we're big Hayden Tegg supporters.
Definitely.
Really cool dude. Comes with a lot of support in the channel. We question his choices of paint schemes, but he rocks them well, so... Oh, here we go. Moment up there, Pete Dawson. Going to have a good look at Dugdale around the outside here.
Dugdale, a little bit snaggy there, J-Man, on the X. Made him bundle PD with a good, healthy overlap actually out in front. Does Dugdale let it go? No, he doesn't. Goes in way deep in the Porsche. It's made him bundle. Look at who's that. Hayden Tegg getting a bird's eye view because Carso wanted to have a crack there.
Yeah, I think he was a good option then. While those guys are battling, he's just got to be patient here. I reckon he could get a twofer.
For sure. Oh, there's the contact. Oh, it got messy.
Carso had nowhere to go there. Absolutely nowhere. Dugdale checked up due to the contact with PD, and that just left the McLaren with no options at all. So that is unfortunate. And I tell you what, it is fortunate for Hayden Tegg because he grabbed the twofer.
He did grab the twofer. So Dugdale back. Oh God,
yeah, Marnie got him as well.
He's gone back 3 positions.
Yep.
PD gets 1. Teggles gets 2. Carso loses 1. Marnie gets 1. So, what a shake up there, J-Man. And that is just 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, ladies and gentlemen. So, these guys are playing for keeps here. Round 2 at Bahrain.
Yeah, Harry Lawrence doing the business here. He is out there just banking laps at the moment, pulling margin. Nathan Bewley with all the pressure on the back of Costas Macrolos at the moment as they just tip into turn 1 one more time. So that's lap 14 underway. 15. 14, sorry.
Look in the background, J-Man. Costas Macrolos. He's in a whole world of hurt now. Bewley is literally on the tailpipe now. We've seen him close, but that was very close. Up into that braking area there. But Macrolos just seems to have it. Like there's this weird to and fro with these two cars, isn't it? The Lambo seems to get the drive out of the corners. Macrolos just pedaling that thing beautifully. Bewley getting, again, under brakes. Very, very nice. Strong under brakes is the Camry. And here they go.
Yeah, look, and there's a pattern forming already for us and the drivers in the GT3s with these hour 15 long races. Obviously, we won't see an hour and a half till later in the season, but we know that energy-wise, you know, there's options at times where they can save a little and stretch these things out. But that Lexus does look to be one of the most efficient cars out there at the moment. I'm just watching the NRG, the virtual energy burn down on these cars, and that thing is looking very, very strong. So as we're watching the percentages drop down, he does look good, and that bodes well. That we know that they'll probably run these things for as long as they possibly can, have the shortest fill home, and that's where we can see an undercut, an overcut work to be very effective here as he gets a very good run. And look at that. I'm not sure if you were watching that, but
we were on it.
Just tucked up and behind the Macrolos car and literally got out the throttle and coasted there just to make a little
There
bit
you go. So
yeah, so he's playing the long game here. I think he knows who he's racing, and he's racing Costas Makrolos because Harry Lawrence is just a step too far away at the moment and very similar on energy as well. So yeah, smart play there early in the piece here from Nathan Bewley. He's definitely playing for the later game because I reckon he had enough run to pull out there.
I totally agree, J-Man. Definitely was up underneath the wing enough with the run, the momentum that he needed to get the overlap, but chose not to. And we've seen the boys do this in the past, haven't we? I think we even saw it in round 1, but more so in previous seasons where these guys do most definitely conserve their VE and fuel in situations like this.
Conserving for Matty Clark, he's down.
Oh, definitely not.
Already, so
And
he's
who's
a couple of 3%. Gunther Rose down at 39. He dropped there just slightly before Matty Clark did. So these guys burning up plenty. They've got no real option to lift and coast because we know that Clarkie's chasing down Ichikawa. We saw it blow out to 6.5 seconds. It's back down to 5.4. So he is making inroads, but by virtue of using a lot of fuel, a lot of energy, in his crusade to get further up the field, up towards that Ichikawa Lamborghini, who is just a couple of percent better off. What that means, just a little less time in pit lane.
Absolutely, man. But look, and obviously traditionally Gunther Rowe in the background, like I said, just burning it up. But traditionally Gunther is very heavy footed, so he does use a lot of energy and fuel.
Clarkie in the lane. Clarkie in
already. There you go. I saw that car peeling off. I wondered what was going on there. There you go. Clark in the lane. First of the official pit stops. What time are we at? Here we go.
I'm actually going to do something a little impromptu here. He's such a character, this guy.
Let's see if his mic's on, eh?
Yeah, we'll just drag him down. And hopefully he's got his mic on. You got us on. He's like, What's going on, Clarkie?
Just driving like shit.
Okay.
Threw it away in quali, had the pace to be up at the front, and then since then, just mistake after mistake that I haven't made all week, so it's good fun.
We did see the 204 there, mate. Missed it on camera, but figured there must have been a bit of a moment there. And look, energy-wise, that thing's looking a little hungry around here compared to some of your usual counterparts that you race with, the likes of Harry Lawrence and co. So early stop, mate. The idea is to just have a long stint home and press on?
Full tyre change.
Okay.
Yeah, full tyre change and hope that the tyre offset carries me somewhere. That was always the plan, but I've kind of thrown it away with the spin. I had got a snap down the first set of S's, the downhill ones in the first sector. Second sector, I guess.
Yep.
And kept it out of the wall, but yeah, not good.
Okay, mate. Well, eyes forward, mate. We expect you to work your way into something magical from here, so best of luck, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
All right, mate. All right, so there you go. That is Matty Clark.
Matty
just got back behind. Hayden Teague got him in the pits too, so Teague going for that option as well, but
Teague.
If I just go and
It was Teagles and it was Marnie as well, J-Man. That is actually allowed Lee Perkins to sneak in there, who was, I think, a fair way back. I'm not sure whether Lee's actually pitted yet, so. But yes, bit of a change in positions, ladies and gentlemen, via some early pit stops, and got a candid interview from Mr. Matt Clark. We love Matty. Very vocal and doesn't mind a chat while he's driving. Man, can this boy talk. So, nice work.
I'll tell you what, he's got a career in commentary once he finishes driving for sure.
So we need to sign that boy up.
Yeah. Now, I just want to go back and touch base with the Nathan Bewley Costas Makrolos battle because this is fascinating to me. So it's now to the tune of 2% difference between Makrolos, Harry Lawrence and Nathan Bewley. So Bewley really looking to buy some pit time here late in the piece. So this is the option. And look, I'm not sure how much it buys him. at this point, at this percentage and close to Costas, it's definitely going to buy him track position post pit stops if they go and do it, you know, together. If they go in together, I think he's going to have enough to, if he gets the numbers right. These guys have a huge IQ when it comes to what they require out of the car and the refueling process to run down to the back end. We could see there's a 2% difference between Matty Clark and Hayden Teague. Hayden Teague opting for a slightly shorter fill, gained him some track position early, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and whether the number's good enough to get him home. But that is definitely what Nathan Bewley's doing right now, so he's playing this long game, and I'll be just interested to see once it happens versus Harry Lawrence, how much time and track position it does buy him late in the piece.
Oh, absolutely, J-Man. And if you look, you can actually see just back a shot there as the cameras move to Lawrence there. The boys actually aren't that far behind him, are they? So, definitely within camera shot. Yep. Bewley conserving fuel, and like you said, look, if it saves him 1 second on the jacks, given how close they are running at the moment, well, you know, like that puts him in front, doesn't it? So it's well worth it. So a mind game going on there, and as the cameras just quickly flick back to that, so it looks like Bewley in no hurry to get past the Lamborghini at the moment. Costas, I don't think, is on the chase for Lawrence. Knows he can't win that fight. Lawrence on another level pace-wise. He's just got to keep the Camry behind him. Ichikawa staying in touch, J-Man, but a fairly healthy gap back. Rowe, fairly healthy gap back as well as Fraser. So the boys spread out a little bit now.
Yeah, they are, and be interested to see. Obviously, Teague got out in front of Matty Clark, and it's just going to be interesting to see what the pace shakes out like in respect of, you know, how that new set of tyres works. He's obviously looking for some sort of edge because it just wasn't there. Poor qualifying by Matty standards, and now he's searching for something, trying for a complete different option on the opportunity. So last lap round 201.4, which is very, very good lap. Harry Lawrence's last lap round 2:05.30, and that, my friend, is his best lap and the fastest lap of this race.
Well, mate, and here we are. What are we? This must be nearly halfway here in this race.
That thing does sound glorious.
And he just smashes out that time, J-Man, before the first pit stop. No need for compulsory pit stops here, because at an hour and 15 minutes, J-Man, they just won't make it. So these guys are forced to stop no matter what. Lawrence, just running away with McElroy in a second with Bewley in tow. If he could literally put a tow rope on the back of that Lamborghini, he would. He's virtually doing that by just staying tucked up underneath the wing as best as possible. Ichikawa would love to be a little bit closer than that in the Iron Shark Lamborghini. Gunther Rowe in clean air. Chris Fraser also just in the background there. We'll get the cameras on him in the Falcon Porsche in a 6th position. Nice work. Pete D has had there's Lee Perkins just rolling off the circuit there. PD sneaking past there. PD, I tell you, a few movers and shakers. PD's one of them. But Sam Carson, J-Man, I'm not sure where he started, but he has slowly been chipping his way through that field. And, stellar job from Sam Carson so far.
Yeah, look, I think when I first picked up on Carso, lap 1 or maybe even lap 2 was in position 11. And so he's gone to work really, really well. And PD's doing a stellar job because Carso got to him with a ton of pace. And PD's just, Carso with a big...
Oh, no! We put the bloody curse on him, J-Man! Damn it!
He wasn't go through. Oh, sorry, Carso, we do not wish that on you, my friend.
Oh, no.
Oh, how often that happens. Sometimes I feel like these boys wish we wouldn't look at them, but it's part of the business.
Now, the camera guys are nervous to put the cameras on anyone. let's just put a bit of artwork up. Oh, dearie me. We were just pumping Sam Carson's tyres up there, J-Man. He has done a stellar job, and has done a stellar job so far throughout this race to climb up to where he was in 8th position. And I reckon he was lower than what you thought there.
Yeah.
Because we actually thought he was in the pits and not entered in the race. So he was well down the bottom there, so nice work.
And it just gives you a good insight to how hard they're pushing at this point in the race. You mentioned we just passed the halfway point, and you know Carson obviously still absolutely pushing that thing to the limit of adhesion, because picked up a little bit of curb. The car got a little bounce, jumped into a slide, and that's all it takes. So it just tells you the level that they're driving. They are on the ragged edge in these things. Oh, I know, Stewie. What, mate? What can we say? You know, we focus. Do you want us to focus on Harry Lawrence? Maybe Harry has a moment and closes the field up. He's not likely going to do it though. Harry, we're watching you.
Oh, who are we looking at now? We're going Lawrence. We're going Lawrence. Yeah, I thought Carso was well down the field as well. I totally agree. Look, if anybody's actually watching this stream live and you wonder what we're laughing at, it's in the chat box. We've got a lot of great interaction from our followers in the chat on our YouTubes. Funny stuff. Thanks for tuning in again, viewers, particularly Disco Stew here. I know who you are. For piping up once again, J-Man, Macrolos, should I say Bewley, still chasing Macrolos.
Yeah. Update on the Tiregate situation for Matty Clark. He's just banked his personal best lap of the race last time around, 2:06.80. We talked about Harry Lawrence. Well, he lowered that marker as well, 2:04.94. So the Mercedes, as the fuel burns off and he starts heading towards the bottom of the tank, that thing is all lit up on the timing board. He is going super, super quick. So last lap round in comparison, Macrolos with a 2:01.3, so about 0.9 of a second slower that lap round. So the pace just really coming to the Mercedes out the front, and no pressure, lots of fresh air. Bodes well at the moment for Harry Lawrence. Currently sitting, I think he was around. Okay, he was. He was second in the championship, I believe.
Oh, let's bring that up.
Yeah, well,
I
think he was.
We will sneak that up right now, J-Man. Oh, that is not the points. That is the calendar. Davo. Here we go. Harry Lawrence.
Equal
second.
Equal
first.
Yeah, equal
with
first,
Nathan
sorry.
Bewley, which puts him in second for whatever reason. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
So 45 points on offer this one, and with Nathan Bewley sitting in P3, if it was to finish the way it was, 34 points on offer for third, so he'd make a nice little margin there. But however, I don't think this is done. I think Bewley's playing to a plan here and could end up with 39 points if his pit strategy works in his favour. So we'll yet to see. A little bit of an air gap this lap around. Last lap round for Nathan Bewley was a 2:01.6 versus Kostas Macrolos's 2:01.3. So there's your 0.3 difference there in the lap. I did see Matty Clark has grabbed Hayden Teague there. Last time I looked, he was on the back of him, but you know, with running 2:02.6s, that car has got a heap of pace on it right now, and maybe he does jump a couple in the pits by way of how good a tyre he's got late in the stint.
Absolutely, J-Man. And we did have a little impromptu chat with Matty Clark earlier, if you're late to the broadcast. And to be honest, he's not really happy with his performance tonight. I think that's what we took out of that chat, J-Man. But yeah, still on it. As always, a few of these boys out in front of him still yet to pit. So this order that you see there on the totem will be shuffled, J-Man.
Yeah. He'll be right, mate. Sue will console him. He'll be fine. He'll bounce back.
Yes, he will. Ichikawa holding down for top three hasn't changed for the last 30 plus minutes, J-Man. Gunther Rowan, Chris Fraser.
Yeah, starting to get in the red with the VE left in those cars. So back down to single digits there. You can see there Gunther Rowe, 8% energy remaining. Chris Fraser, 9%. Best percentages of the unstoppers, I'm still going to say, is Nathan Bewley, 14%, just dropped down to 13 versus Harry Lawrence's 11. So he's made some good gains as far as the battle on pit road. I don't see it being 10 seconds worth, and that's around the difference between Harry Lawrence and Costas Makrolos. However, I think at pit stop time, if it all goes to plan, I think you could see the Lexus come out ahead of the Lamborghini, and that is by way of just playing this patient game here. He's had a couple opportunities to have a big look. I think certainly down into turn one is his option, and he's just rolled out of it and made some margin. Another big look here down the inside because Makrolos runs deep at turn 10. Talked about that being the hot spot when that front right tyre starts to protest, and that looked very, very difficult for Makrolos to pull that Lamborghini up there. We'll see how much shallower at the moment that the Lexus is making the Apex versus the Lamborghini. I think George Goddard chucked a comment in earlier saying that Makrolos will really ask a lot of the tyres of this thing late in the piece.
Yep.
And Nathan Bewley does a beautiful job at playing the long game, but I think he mentioned that Harry Lawrence will just get better as the stint goes on. So
that gap has stayed extremely close for the last 35 or more minutes. J-Man.
Yeah, watch him here. Watch him here. I'm going to watch his throttle trace. He's short shifting and he's off the throttle. That went down to half throttle there. He's off the throttle already. Already still off the throttle. Off the throttle a long time before Costas Makrolos got off his and got on the brake pedal. So he just made more energy there. You can see it's around 3% now. We talked about it being 2% not so long ago. And that's all time. That is all time in the pit lane. So, good work from Bewley. He knows who he's racing here. He's definitely racing Costas for second position. And I'll tell you what, it must take some discipline here just to sit there and
totally
work the number.
Totally. I can't wait for this pit stop, actually. Just so
I've sort of climaxed it up, haven't I? I've sort of pumped it up
no. We are on it, J-Man, and you definitely have it. It's worthy of it.
Don't let me down, Bewley.
Come on. Ichikawa. Quite a few car lengths back. Gunther Rowe. Oh, hang on. We're just going to get back and see where the ball. Are they going in?
Oh, no, sorry. No, that was not. That was actually Croston's in the pit garage.
Oh, okay. So we saw Crossy run in earlier, actually, and do his pit. Oh, who else we got there at the DNF? Sam Wozniak. J-Man. In the background. So
I don't think Sam started, mate.
Ah.
It's just one of those LAB things.
It's an LAB thing. Just LAB, guys. That's okay. Here we go. This battle continues. Who else is close? Matthew Clark and Sam Carson not too far in front.
Well, Gunther
Garza
Rose.
with a little bit of a niggly little unforced error earlier.
Gunther Rose got to go. He's on 1%. He's actually on 0%.
Oh, here we go.
The
Here
car
we
in
go.
front, Ichikawa, he's got to go.
Ichikawa's in.
Yep.
Row in, J-Man. Oh, who's that behind too there? Was that Fraser?
Maybe Chris Fraser, he
It
was
is
down to
too.
nothing as well. Pete Dawson's down 3%.
Let's monitor these pit stops there, J-Man.
Yep. So I tell you what is going to be interesting as you monitor those is the fact that the leaders now 3%, 3%, and 5%. So 5% for Bewley, 2% for Lawrence and Macrolos. Does he go for one more lap? Oh, he touches him up down to turn 10. Sorry, Davo. A little bit of contact there between Bewley and Macrolos. So that is once again Macrolos struggling down at turn 10. And Bewley just gives him a little tickle up on the rear left. What do those pit stops shake out like? Make any major changes? I can tell you what, Clarkie's come through. That early stop served him well. He's through on Dugdale and Tegg and has Pete Dawson in the crosshairs. So that early stop for Clarkie's starting to pay dividends and a healthy tyre and more energy than these boys in front of him as well. So
There's no massive changes in the pit stops I can see so far, J-Man. Who's that going? Oh, that's Carso. Is that Carso back in the pits? I just had him in the pits there. He's coming back out now. So this is a second run through pit lane, J-Man, for Sam Carson.
Okay, here's the battle we wanted to see. Macrolos and Bewley follows him straight in.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And so we've got the top three positions in the pits. Obviously, Lawrence in the big black Merc there. Just dropping off the jacks now.
So he's opted for 53%. It'll be all about Bewley and Costas. Does Bewley jump Costas? Costas off the jacks. Bewley be looking to drop now. Here he goes. And that is what he was looking for.
And this is what you have been calling for the last 30 minutes, J-Man, or at least 20 or so, that he was rolling out of it while on the tail there. And there is that second, or there, pretty much. There is at least half a second there, J-Man, without a doubt.
Yeah, and probably bought himself around about a second of track time towards Harry Lawrence, but Harry Lawrence still got 9.5 seconds up the road, so beautiful job. Importantly as well, Matty Clark's brought himself back into the battle with Pete Dawson for the back 23 minutes as well. Chris Fraser did a good job as well. He ran that thing right down to the bottom of the tank. He comes out P6. Gunther Rowe did a great job as he came in on 0%. So he's still got eyes on Ichikawa. The margin there around about 6 odd seconds up the road too. So Ichikawa's been driving beautifully. I think that's going to be a hard margin to try and claw back.
Yeah, and Ichikawa, he was actually a lap or two before the boys. Just really didn't make any gains to him at J-Man, and like I said, that'll be a hard chase back. And but look, we can tell when these guys are pushing. There's a little mistakes. Perko, where is Perko? Perko should be coming in by now, shouldn't he?
No, he's already been in, but he just had a rotation there, and that was down at turn 8, a heavy break. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. It wasn't turn 8 at all. It was actually turn 6 or 7. No, turn 6. He got it wrong there. So
up your game, Perko, is what J-Man's saying. Right?
Oh, I just wanted to get sideways. He's such a passionate rally driver.
Yeah, and he wanted to get a bit of camera. So nice work, Perko. In the Bumblebee, Yeah, black and yellow. Lamborghini. Nice work. So, as things shake out, Lawrence still in. Bewley takes Makalos in the pit lane. We called it. J-Man called it, actually. Ichikawa still in 4th position. And looking a little sketchy, just to be honest there, J-Man. Gunther Rowe holds down that 5th. Fraser in 6th in tow. Probably lost a little bit on Gunther. That is an awful camera angle. Hang on, let's change that. There you go. PD in 7th now with none other than Matty Clark on the clacker. And clearly showing his intent. I'll go this side, Pete. This side over here.
Yeah, and he's got pace. Last lap round was a 2-minute .9 versus PD's 2:01.9, so there's a whole second difference in pace. You can see it there, and it'll be a matter of time before Matty Clark actually gets around, I think, Pete Dawson. And what is the margin? So it's about the same margin again up the road to Chris Fraser, and that'll be hard work,
a stretch,
but
wouldn't
it? Undoable. Not undoable with 20 minutes to run. I think if I check on Chris Fraser's last lap time, he ran a 2:02.1. So that's, not the best lap. That's a little slower than even PD. So chance here, I think, for Clarkey to get up to P6. And then I think that'll be the end of his run, because Gunther Rowe's another 6 seconds up the road. And he, last lap round 2:02. So we need more laps.
Gunther's been on the 2:02s, like seriously, always just solid lap time.
Yep.
And now, and obviously, been in clear air for quite a big portion of this race, so just been able to focus. Although still very lead-footed, Gunther, as always. That Porsche is sucking down the energy to get
one clear
the business done.
For Clarkey, though, Davo, and viewers, is he did go for an option set of tyres as well, which a lot of these boys wouldn't have. They would have just energised these things and got out, and we know that rubber-wise he's probably better off than the boys in front of him. So as the thing gets to a close, maybe we see a bit of dead come in and a bit of fall-off. And
True that, yep.
And that's maybe what we're seeing when he's still running 2-minute flats versus the boys' high 2:01s to 2:02s. You know, you start gaining 2.5 seconds a lap as the dig starts clicking in. It could pay good dividends. So needs to just stay focused and hit his marks. And I know he's got Pete Dawson in front of it at the moment, but if he can race his lines and use that tyre, as we just see PD just getting all sorts of squiggly.
Yeah, he did.
Coming out of turn 8 there. There's going to be more of that as the laps click on, and Clarkey's just got to put himself into a position where he can capitalise on that stuff there.
Absolutely, J-Man.
You can see how much more
look at it there.
He's got. He'll jink to the inside here, I'm sure.
Clark on the runner. Yeah.
Pete doesn't really fight it that hard. So that's the first one down. Now he sets sights on another 5 seconds up the road. See if he can wind in Chris Fraser. Every position is valuable in the grand scheme of things. Clarkey is currently sitting. Just have a quick look at that and see where he is in this title fight with only one round be done. See, he's in P4, so this is valuable stuff.
5 seconds back from Fraser, J-Man. Just noticed that's around my data there. Carson, is that a DNF for Carson as well?
Yeah, parked it, mate. He did park it after those impromptu, unscheduled pit stops. You called him making a couple, and he's obviously just decided he's had about as much fun as he could have and call it early. Back to the showers.
Back to the shower.
So that is a 1-5, including a pass in that lap for Matty Clark versus Fraser's 2:02.0. So there's another half a second. So this isn't out of the question for him to go and catch Chris Fraser, and it's important too, because Fraser is in third in the championship, ahead of him by the smallest margin. I think I did just look at it, and it was actually they're on equal points, 39. So this is pretty big on the grand scheme of it. For him to try and get Clarkey here, he would likely get third in the championship after round 2. Obviously, we know Costas Makrolos is in P3 and is going to grab a good dose of points as well. So, watch that gap. In the meantime, David, we'll just have a quick touch base with the race lead. He's led from when the lights went out. Harry Lawrence out there. Last that round, 2:01.1. This one was a 2:01.2, so his pace is awesome throughout this race. He does have a 9.6 second lead over Nathan Bewley, so looking good, looking solid.
That's a great time to call Lawrence in, because you can actually physically see Bewley and Makrolos in the background of shot there. Ichikawa not too far away. All Fraser. So these guys, they are separated by a few seconds, but not by much, J-Man. Harry Lawrence, really 10 seconds. What, in a class of his own, again here at Bahrain. Stellar track. Looks and drives awesomely, and what better time to view it here in round 2 in Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU series is under the lights, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
looking fantastic.
Absolutely. So another 7/10 gain that lap by Matty Clark on Chris Fraser, and we are on lap 30 of a predicted 37, maybe 38, depending where Harry Lawrence crosses the line. So about 7 or 8 laps left in this one with 14 minutes to go. We can just see the margin crushing down. It's starting to head towards, he'll be seeing the numbers. It was upwards of 5-something seconds. Now it's heading down to just under 4, or just hovering around that 4-second mark at the moment. So it'll be just little by little, just nibbling away at it. And, you know, I think it's a great drive back from Clarkey, who, when we interviewed him during the pit stops, was not happy with himself or the
to say the
performance.
least.
He expects himself to, he holds himself at a high standard, which is what a lot of these drivers do here. They know every week who they're potentially going to be racing and where they should be. So, you know, when it doesn't quite go to plan, it does get them down. But I think this is a big drive, and they often say you win your championships on your bad nights. So is this one of those where every point, every position counts when we reach the end?
True, not a truer word spoken, J-Man. And yeah, look, a lot of these guys, we do have some high racing IQs in this series and in this race tonight. And one of those, I must say, would have to be Nathan Bewley, because he has played a MasterCard really here, hasn't he? Just knew exactly, like you mentioned, who he was racing and dealt with it accordingly. Here he is in second position, and look at the gap he's got back to Makrolos now.
Yeah, look, he's just really checked out since that pit stop, comfortable with the car, and looking like he's got enough energy to get home. 28%. He's probably one of the lower percentage cars as far as energy, so probably going to cut it pretty tight. But man, like I said, these guys, the IQ, the discipline they've got around what they require. This isn't their first go at this LMU malarkey, and they are really starting to come to terms with it. We've been there since a relatively early stages of these guys doing it, and they've just got better and better. The understanding of what's required, how they make, I guess, energy and a little bit of fuel as well. And
make
I think
or
he did
save.
a job.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
in that one. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we're going to have a driver brief for the podium after this one. It's going to be interesting just to hear the thoughts of obviously Costas Makrolos, who was, I guess, in that position where he could probably, no doubt, see what Bewley was doing, and then vice versa, get that insight from Bewley as to, how hard that was to try and just be patient and know what he was doing.
Yeah, and and it's not like Makrolos had really any choice in it, did he, J-Man? He really did still have to push, and Makrolos just able to just attach the toe straps and get tagged along behind. As we start to wind down, I think we're nearly 10 minutes here, J-Man, left to run here. So this is the business end, but Lawrence, Harry Lawrence here, over 10 seconds out of Makrolos, another 6 odd seconds at Ichikawa.
Yeah,
way back.
Coming down now for Clark. He needs no mistakes in this final 10 minutes to run home, because he was nearly a second quicker. Well, he was a second quicker that lap round than Chris Fraser, who he's chasing down. And Fraser will know. He'll know by just virtue of the car getting bigger in the mirror. When they come down to big stops like where they're coming up to now, turn 10, hard on the brakes down here for this double apex corner, and then get going again. He'll be accelerating, the wheel will be straight. He'll have a minute here, well, not a minute, but a few seconds just to take stock, have a look back, and just see how big that Aston Martin of Matty Clark's starting to get in the mirror. And he'll be looking at the clock.
Oh, he will be
measuring it, seeing it.
Calculating what does a 2 minute, just over a 2 minute lap look like? Or 2:01, should I say, with 10 minutes left to go. How many laps are left in it? He probably didn't even notice Matty Clark very sideways there a couple of quarters ago as he's chasing the back of Fraser's car. We're looking over the back of the Porsche, Fraser's Porsche right now. Fraser will be so focused, J-Man.
Yeah, and before that sideways movement, it was down at 2.6 seconds, and that little bit of
that wriggle,
a slide there just cost him 3 or 4 tenths, and he comes through with a 2:01.5 does Matty Clark versus a 2:01.7. Hang on, Chris Fraser, yeah, 2:01.7. So it's only a couple of tenths in that lap difference to favour for Matty Clark there, so it's still just hovering around that 3 seconds with only around about, what have we got, 4 laps to go. Maybe 5. It's telling me 37.7 laps.
No, I would have expected 4.
Predictive.
I would have expected 4, J-Man, but it depends, I suppose, when Harry runs across the line, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, well, look, he is, compared to Clarkey, he's some 41 seconds, 42 seconds ahead, is the race leader. So it gives you an insight to how far he is against some of the field. Obviously we're quoting the 10 seconds difference between first and second, but when we scroll back down through, Matty Clark sitting in P7, some 42 seconds off the lead of this race. And, you heard it from him, he expected to be up there battling with the front guys, and he's clearly proven, with the best time of a 2:04, I think, for Harry Lawrence, and then a best time of a 2:06 for Matty Clark. It clearly shows that he's got some sort of pace on that car, but yeah, a couple of mistakes and a little bit of brain fade in there somewhere. It's just put him back into this position, and he just needs to press on forward. 3 seconds is still the margin. So another very, very good lap from Chris Fraser. I feel like Chris Fraser has responded to the challenge.
No, I totally agree, J-Man. He's just, we can see a little bit of agitation in the Clark and Porsche as well. That little twitch, you can tell. We've got a keen eye, J-Man. We know Clarky's pushing. We can also see Fraser is responding and pushing and that's probably all it takes, as long as he doesn't make a meal of it, just to stay in front of Clark Just needs to respond. Push
Yeah,
that little bit harder.
Just want to shout out to the performance for Gunther Rowe. I felt like we sold him a short one last week when he got late in the race at Paul Ricard and just really struggled to hang on to those tyres. They just, I think the game did him a dupe actually from what I heard post-races. There's a little glitch in LMU and I think he started on slightly worn tyres. However, this far into the race, he is doing a fantastic job, and I tell you what, Isaac Ichikawa's got to stay focused here because the gap is crushing. The lap time is in favour of Gunther Rowe at the moment. I know there's only just under 6 minutes to go, but he still can see him, and rest assured that Ichikawa will still see him in the mirror as well. So any half spins or a moment, and he will be right there. And same goes, like I said, to Chris Fraser and Matty Clark. That gap now, 2.5 seconds, 2.4. Plus that round
that
was
looks...
a 2.02 for Clarkie.
Oh, just visually there, that looks close, J-Man and Fraser. A little wriggle out onto this back straightaway here. Across the start-finish line. Big stop down the end here. Fraser will be looking in his rear view, no doubt.
That is impressive. Sorry, mate. I just picked up on some numbers there. Harry Lawrence, last lap round. I just said his best lap of the race was a 2-minute 4.94.
It was.
He just ran a 2-minute 0.8 on lap 35 of this race. So he has lost very, very little amounts of pace in this the duration of this laps. To bank that on lap 35, that
amazing.
car at his hands looks very, very good.
Bewley in tow. Crosses back on.
1.5 seconds now. You can see it visually. Almost don't need to call the numbers. He has got the crosshairs on. Chris Fraser now starting to hone in.
Clark soaring at the wheel there out of the right hand and running deep, almost way out to the ripple strip there under the braking area. Almost looked like too much, but pulls it into the apex nicely. A J-Man Fraser will be feeling the pressure, no doubt. A gap's shortening quickly. Time is ticking down. 3 minutes 25 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Woo.
Oh yeah. Gunther Rowe got that margin down to 3.7 seconds as well. They're just going to run out of time.
They are, these boys, right at the end. As we see Clark and Fraser run across the start-finish line. Just under 3 minutes to go here. It's going to be 2 laps. Surely.
Fraser just a little wide of the apex at 1. It's just going to cross that margin a little bit more. 1.1 seconds now. So just every single time that happens, Clarkie his eyes will just get a little wider.
He's right there. We got a little bit of bonnet cam here going from Matthew Clark's car here. On point, working hard at the wheel.
0.9, it's under a second now. Couple of laps to run.
This is where the race is, ladies and gentlemen. Gunther Rowe getting close, but not close enough to Ichikawa. But Chris Fraser is in all sorts of trouble. They're actually ranging up on the back of one of these lap vehicles. I think that's Lee Perkins.
Yep.
And even with Lee Perkins out of the way, it is a distraction, and J-Man. It can be difficult as well. Fraser Can he do it?
And so there is Harry Lawrence crossing the line with 1:27 to go.
There you go.
So this will be it. This is the final lap. So if Clarkie's got anything, it's got to be on this next lap as they come out of turn 13.
This is on.
The leader has basically started the final lap. You can see it there, half a second's the margin. Needs to be super accurate on this last lap. If he's got an opportunity, he's got to take it.
So close, J-Man.
Gunther Rowe's going to fall a little short of catching at Chikawa. That's still at 4 seconds. So Isaac's done a stellar job. We know the distance between Harry Lawrence and Nathan Bewley, and equally Costas Makrolos. I feel like that battle is settled, but the battle that isn't is Matty Clark. He is all over the back of Chris Fraser right now. He knows what's at stake. This is a guy that he's battling equal points in the championship at this point for the top 3. Looks to the outside. Does he look for a switch back over under? Or does he run the high line? He's going to cut back here. Gets the drive. Big sideways movement, and that's all Chris Fraser on his own. Unforced, there was no contact, just got a little nip off the curb, and that's robbed us of what was going to be a fantastic duel for the final 5 kilometres of this racetrack. And Matty Clark gets up to P6.
Wow.
What does he do? Pete Dawson grabs him as well, so Fraser goes back 2 spots.
The pressure cooker. That is League Racing J-Man. There it is. Classic example. Fraser.
Harry Lawrence across the line. Fantastic.
Bewley in the Camry. Stellar job. Masterclass for Bewley tonight to put him in second position. I think great job. Costas Makrolos losing that battle in the pit lane. Isaac Ichikawa staying in touch, just not having the mumbo, J-Man, to get it done. And like you mentioned a few minutes ago, big shout out to Gunther. I think he got hard done by it last week. Absolutely. Matty Clark in 6th. What a battle that was. Pete Dawson.
Indeed.
Chris Fraser. Oh, Chris.
Hayden Pegg as well gets 9th spot, so great to be in the 10. He drove fantastic tonight, drove hard all night. And then Marnie grabs himself a top 10. And Dugdale, he was in the thick of it at the start of the race. This guy was in an absolute battle. Obviously had a bit of a whoopsie moment and then got collected by, I think at the time, it was maybe it was the Casa car with nowhere to go. Early, which was a shame.
I think it was that whole little fist fight that was going on in the mid-pack there, J-Man. But if you'd asked me whether I thought Joseph Marnie was going to be in the top 10 tonight at the beginning of the race, I would have gone definitely not. But there he is. Nice work. Robbie Mitchell rounding out 12%. Lee Perkins in 13. Just destroying the rears on that thing, and a few DNFs in Sam Carson, Steve Crossan, Sam. Well, you say Sam wasn't in. Okay, so
Sam was in. Sam was in. He unfortunately had an early retirement.
Sam Carson, Steve Crossan, and Sam Wozniak. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the boys up for a chat, J-Man.
Yeah, first cab off the rank was Costas Makrolos, and we'll grab Costas down here from P3. Had an absolute ripper race. Costas, you got us on mic?
Hey, fellas, how is?
Good, mate. Oh, man, it's good to have you back and rocking that Lambo hard, mate. Look, talk to us through that. Obviously, pretty good qualifying, good battle at the start. Got a beautiful start, but then obviously got to watch Bewley going to work, trying to make some energy. Were you aware of that early in the piece, mate?
Yeah, once he was just ranging up on the back of me and not making any moves because I wasn't covering anything off. So I knew what his plan was, the same as Harry's last week. So I couldn't do much about that, saving wise in front of him, but I did my best.
Yeah, well, look, mate, it was a stunning drive, and I guess it's one of those nights where you got to pick your battles when someone's doing that. You guys know the game now. I guess with these predicted hour and 15-minute races, it's going to come down to situations like that on a battle on pit road, and I guess you knew that he was just going to gain a little bit in the pit lane, enough for track position, and look, another stunning drive though, Costas, and mate, it's going to shape up for a fantastic season for sure.
Oh, it sure is, with Maddie dropping off a little bit there. It tightens things up back up the top. Harry's already taken off, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cheers for the chat, and we'll chuck you up there. You can go and rib Maddie a little bit on his performance. He's pretty dirty on himself, mate, so I think if you poke the bear, you might get a good reaction.
Oh, yeah, definitely. well, we did midstream anyway, mind you.
Well done, mate.
Well
Another
done,
fantastic podium, Costas. Cheers for the chat.
Cheers, fellas. Take it easy.
Cheers, mate. All right, so that is Costas Makrolos racing out of P3. But a guy today that I thought put on a fantastic performance, and he got a lot of airtime, and we talked about the prowess and the tactics, the strategy. Nathan Bewley, we got you on comms. You with us? Copy, Nathan.
He's working on it. Nathan.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I'm
there
still
we
on
go,
push to
sir.
talk.
All right, mate. Hey, first and foremost, mate, congratulations on P2. But just look, wanted to just get the insight for ourselves and the viewers that are still watching, tuning in, as to that strategy play, the making of energy. I think you made around 3% on the guys in front of you at the time of pit stops. It was potentially up to 4 at one point there. But how early did you go into that mode of thinking maybe Harry was a step too far, so you're going to try and out-strategize in the pit strategy, Costas Makrolos? Just talk us through what that is like in your head during the race.
Yeah. So the race pretty much started, and it was literally I got in front of Isaac and Gunther because they had their thing, and then I was behind Costas, and I could see that we were pretty evenly matched. So it literally just came down to I'll just sit behind him and just save a little bit. Like, it wasn't just say, oh, closer to him sort of thing. It was like literally just any time I got close to him, especially down into turn 1 and probably turn 4, it was literally just get off a little bit earlier, like 50 to 100 meters, and literally just roll out of it and then just save like that.
Yeah,
and then obviously then we came to the pit stop, and I kind of knew that I had that thing, and I think it's about like 4 tenths or something every 1%. So I kind of had that at the back of my mind, and I was like, okay, sweet, I've got a bit of advantage like there at the pit, so if I needed to, I could put a little bit more on, but then it looked like I took actually less than like everybody else, so it was even faster.
Yeah, we did notice you probably come out 1% less, and turns out you guys probably had plenty in the tank for the back end as well. So
Yeah,
I'm not
we
sure
had-
if you
I'm
thought that
pretty
was going to
sure I
go
had-
one more.
Yeah, I had enough for one more, but yeah, it looks like we didn't even need it.
Yep. So just talking to Costas about that, you guys this far in season 12 now, looks to be you guys are fully aware of what you require in this current format, hour and 15. You got it pretty much dialed, you boys, as to what that looks like, and you put yourself in a beautiful spot tonight to sit there and make fuel. And we saw it early. I think Davo and I started talking about it like well early in the race, because it was pretty obvious coming down the front straight there into turn 1. You were half throttle at times, it's still in the acceleration zone, and then really just coasting, using that draft to pull you in, and then just cadence braking down there and staying with them. And it's, to me, it's a racing IQ thing, and I think you did a beautiful job.
Very much so.
And you need to be congratulated on that, Nathan, because I think that was probably the most obvious form of how to strategize your opponent there with the pit stop. So fantastic race, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Yeah, I mean, we've got there's always that possibility, of strategy and all that being involved. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't 100% sure, because I'll give a massive shout out to Isaac as well, because me and him both literally haven't driven GT cars since I think the 30th of November, since when we did our tried to do our
true, mate.
24 hour Le Mans.
Yep,
So
yep.
we've literally had a tyre change, and we literally had no idea how the tyres were going to work and all that. So yeah, to make it, I think we're both pretty happy with that.
Nice.
Because initially we were both just going to start, we weren't even going to qualify, and because we were a bit scared of how these tyres were going to react. You know, we did all our practice for season 12 in a hypercar. Obviously that's gone away now because, you know, obviously not enough numbers in it, but that doesn't matter. And yeah, so we were a bit like, oh god, if we spin like very early because we're not used to these tires and cause a big wreck, we're going to be absolutely look like donkeys and all that. So we're like, oh, maybe we won't qualify. And we've seen how close it was in practice, and we're like, maybe we'll actually try and qualify.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, we would have heightened the experience if that had happened too, Nathan.
Oh,
for sure.
hell yes.
You know, we would have. You know, we would have
Yep,
been.
I mean,
all over it, but
yeah.
But
I mean,
no,
it still worked out
nonetheless,
pretty
mate.
good for us.
Oh,
You know,
mate, and
coming back
look,
from months of break, not driving over there, yeah, literally second and fourth. You know, I'm like I said to him, there's nothing, we can't do anything more than that. You know, quite proud of that.
yeah, absolutely. No, fantastic performance. And look, probably just got to go and find those last tenths to chase down Harry. I know you guys have battled in the past, and you know, 7 days is a long time in sim racing. So, mate.
Oh mate,
fantastic.
we got 14 this time. We're not back next weekend because a couple
Oh,
of the boys away
yes,
for 12
that's
hours. So
right.
yeah,
Oh,
That-
yeah.
I think we're
12.
fine.
I think
Yeah,
there's something going
23rd
on.
or
Plenty of
something?
prep time,
Yeah.
mate.
So it's a bye week. There you go.
All right, mate. Well, look, we'll leave you there. Have a fantastic 14-day breakaway, and then we'll be back into it, obviously, in a couple of weeks' time. Gives you plenty of time to get this thing dialed in, although it doesn't look like you need much more
No,
time
probably not.
based on that performance.
Probably
So,
not.
well done, Nathan Bewley. Cheers for the chat.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the stream back tomorrow.
Awesome, mate. Cheers. So that is Nathan Bewley out at P2. But cometh the man, cometh the minute, the hour. We got Harry Lawrence, who just was all sorts of hooked up in quali and in the race. Harry, you got us on comms?
Sounds like it.
Mate, what an... Yeah, sounds like he's got us. What a masterclass that one was. Had it all your way. Mate, seriously, I think I called lap 35. I saw a 2:08 with your best lap of the race being a 2:04. So very little dig, very little fall off in times for yourself. Just out there running the numbers tonight, mate.
Yeah, exactly. The whole first stint, I was in the 2 minutes, so that was really good. And then after the pit stop, just dropped away a little bit. But by the end of it, the tyres came back a little bit.
Yeah. And look, you know, I know you're out there running super fast lap times, but hey, look, behind you tonight we had obviously Macrolos and Bewley having a bit of a trade-off, and it was the battle for second and third was won on pit road. I don't know how aware you are of, you know, the data going on behind you, but there was a fierce battle going on behind you. But mate, just little by little, lap by lap, you just stretch that one out. And obviously no Matty Clark to battle with you tonight. Bit of a poor qualifying by his standard. He wasn't in the mix, but I'm not sure anybody had anything for you. I did see Matty Clark run a 2:06 in the race, so maybe he, with a better qualifying, he might have given you a bit of entertainment. But I think nights like that, mate, you are just purely unstoppable. And yeah, very polished performance, Harry.
Definitely.
You're making me blush a bit.
Oh, mate, well,
J-Man
I
does
get
that
to
to
nights
everyone.
like this. I get to nights like this, and I'm like, what can I say? I didn't see a single mistake. I jumped on your car plenty of times tonight, and it was just so silky smooth. Just fortunate for me when I was watching you out there on your own. I absolutely adore the sound of that Mercedes. I think as a car to pick for the season, you wouldn't get tired of listening to that V8 sing. So look, congratulations, well done once again, Harry. You just yeah, absolutely aced that one, mate. And 14-day break before you get to have another crack.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the next race is my last. I'll have to see about that though, which is a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame, mate. So I hope all is well, mate, because we absolutely love tuning in and seeing the performances that you put on. So hopefully,
Absolutely.
for whatever reason, it's a positive, mate, and we get to see more of Harry Lawrence.
It'll be about soccer, so I don't know what night that's going to be on, but it's probably a Monday, sadly.
Okay, I feel like I've
So,
seen this come
that's
up
the
before in
reason.
the past, Harry. So your soccer season starts and takes priority, and maybe let someone else get that top spot for a bit. But
Wow.
look, while we've got you, mate, we will enjoy the performances you put on. So well done.
I'm sure Costas and Maddie will put on a great performance. Oh, sorry, Nathan.
Yes.
Yep. No,
True
well
that.
done, mate. Hey, look, fantastic job, Harry Lawrence. Take a bow. That was awesome to watch, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Harry.
Cheers, Harry.
Awesome.
So there you go, Harry Lawrence. Soccer season's going to start
Ah,
shortly. He's going to give a couple of the boys a bit of an opportunity.
Hey, look, J-Man, like seriously, if it is soccer is as good as his driving, then just we'll look out. Just watch for him on the in the A League, ladies and gentlemen, because class act definitely behind the wheel of that Mercedes again tonight. And J-Man, it's always great to watch these young guys go at it. So much skill, you know, like and so much racecraft at such a young age. So awesome stuff.
Yeah. Just before we sign out, I just want to make sure our mate's okay. Maddie, you got it?
Oh, Matty, do we need to console Matty?
You're up.
Do we? Does he?
No, Sue's got it, mate. She's made him a cup of Milo and given him a biscuit. He's all good.
Mate.
You right, mate? Hey, I said to you.
you caught me
when we
just as I was
caught you in
about
the
to
pit
leave.
lane. Yeah, and I said to you, no, eyes forward, mate, make something magical out of this thing. And I think the drive back was pretty magical. Like, you did the best you could.
There was still mistakes though. I don't know about that, J-Man. I'm still even the drive back. I'm still pissed with myself, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh,
look, I
he's
think it
harsh.
was
He's
good,
harsh
yeah.
on himself, J-Man. Like this boy.
Yeah,
I
he
am.
is.
I
He
do.
is.
I have high standards at this point. I've kind
Don't
of set
be
those for
too hard on
myself.
yourself. You've still got a lot of racing. Yeah, you still got a lot of racing left in you, and you need to, mate, because we'll start grooming you for the comms box if you don't. So we think you're pretty special out there, Clarky. So no, well done on a good
thanks,
drive
boys.
back, mate. It was worthy, and go and console yourself. I think you need to hold your head up high because, like I said, you win your championships on your bad night, and I think you actually dug yourself out of a hole there, mate. So well done.
Nice work.
Potentially, I appreciate it, boys. It's hard to look at silver linings in the moment, but you're not wrong.
There you go. J-Man making the boys
Mate.
blush again. Come on, J-Man.
Yeah. I love these guys, mate. These guys are my Monday boys.
I know.
We love you too.
Yeah. Okay, Matty, thanks for the chat, mate, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, fellas.
Cheers, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, Dave, I'll let you wrap the show up, mate. Enough from me. Thanks for yours.
Okay. Yes, we will wrap that up. That's that little therapy session there, and say hello to your mum for me, Maddie. But we look, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to remind you that you have just witnessed one of the best ever races here at Bahrain. In Rain Light Racing's 2026 LMU Series, proudly sponsored by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Boys put on a great show. We still remember giveaways, ladies and gentlemen, giveaways from obviously Sim Blacks, always on board with the boys. So get amongst it, get on track with the Rain Light Racing guys. All the links in the description to jump on their Discord and get amongst the series. Obviously, major sponsor, MATCHFIT Entertainment. What does MATCHFIT Entertainment do? We entertain. Tomorrow night we're entertaining again with the V8 Supercars NZ boys in some iRacing stuff, and then on Thursday night with the ASR NZ boys with some ACC stuff. Tonight has been all LMU at Rain Light Racing. Great night, J-Man. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hitting us up. in the chat box. As always, like and subscribe. on your way out the door before you click everything off. And we will see you all again next week at Rainlight Racing or tomorrow night at Supercars NZ. Bye for now.
Yeah, 2 weeks for Rainlight.
Oh, 2 weeks. Thank you, J-Man. There you go. 2 weeks. Bye for now.